Hello, Leo, and welcome to another general reading riddle here. And this is going to be a twin flame separation reading for Leo. Anybody who has Leo highly aspected in their chart, please remember to only take what resonates and leave the rest. And remember that energy is forever fluid and changing. And depending on your actions and those that show up energetically in this reading, depending on those individual actions, because everyone has free will, and that's a must, right? So please keep that in mind as we move forward here. Remember that energy can never be destroyed. It can only be transferred and transmuted. So Leo, with that understanding, we are going to go ahead and hop into your twin flame separation reading. Okay? So Leo, or the twin flame dynamic period. Let's see. Let's just see what comes out, Leo. For the Leo collective and their highest good here, angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. For the Leo collective, twin flame dynamic situation for August 2025 for those who resonate with this path. For Leo, what's going on for Leo? Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. So in the current situation, Leo, you're an emotional thought, emotional confusion. And you've been in deep thought about this for a very, very long time, okay? What I'm seeing here is kind of like you've been assessing the investments possibly during separation of your twin. Like you're trying to see if maybe you needed to go after a different cup. You know, for a very long time, I feel like this Leo, whoever I'm connected to, yeah, wanted to break free from the emotional confusion. Okay. Well, what about the challenge? What is the challenge? Well, there's been a lot of outside interferences here, Leo, in the twin flame dynamic. In the twin flame, you could be connected to a Gemini or someone who has Gemini highly aspected here. Yeah, King of Pentacles energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, Leo. So this could be a Taurus with Gemini highly aspected. Like I said, there's a lot of outside interferences here that is the obstacle, is the challenge. What is the foundation of this for Leo between the King of Pentacles energy and the Leo in this reading? It's a heavy burden to get a new perspective. So maybe they are getting, it's heavy, it's a heavy responsibility. It's like a cross that they're bearing, right? To be able to get a new perspective on how heavy this is. So maybe this person is just trying to work on trying to get a new perspective on the whole entire situation. Perhaps this person is not awakened yet, or they are awakening. Let's see what's on the bottom here. Yeah, more wand energy. They want to come forward and initiate this new perspective of the responsibility. That's in the foundation here, Leo. Either you or your person. We will get clarifiers. What about the top of your spread? Let's see. Top of your spread. We have King of Wands, Leo energy. Focus, focus, focus. Page of Cups. So, Leo, right now you're probably just focused on trying to initiate small. The Page of Cups is also I feel like like a small emotional initiation here. You're focused and mastered on it. It's like perhaps um, you know that this individual is your twin flame, and you're just baby stepping it in a way. You're focused and mastered on this. What's in the recent past here for Leo? Justice scales, High Priestess with hmm, Ten of Swords energy with the Two of Wands. So in the recent past, you had to make a decision, Leo. You were at a passionate crossroads here, and you really had to lean on your intuition. You really had to lean in that high priestess energy to be able to bring balance to the scales here. Because, you have been met with this kind of energy here in the past when it comes to this twin flame dynamic. And it may be because, Seven of Swords could also mean deception. It could also speak to carrying around things that don't belong to you, things like that. But you see this, and you're got the wand, right? Like it's very heavy for you, Leo. I feel to initiate some sort of perspective here. You're staring at these Ten of Swords, feeling feeling defeated, depleted, stabbed in the back, lied to, and betrayed here. And that was in the recent past. So you had to make a new decision to be able to get a new perspective, maybe to close out the cycle. Maybe, Leo, you walked away in the past because of deception, because you were betrayed here. Okay? Well, let's see. What is the internal energy for Leo? Well, there it is. Ten of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles. And that's going to be clarified with the Three of Pentacles. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 Pentacles. It's depletion in riches, depletion in destiny, what's meant for you. I feel like you have been betrayed so many times, maybe up to 7 times here, Leo, because of outside interferences. What about externally of Leo? What is the energy externally? Four of Pentacles with the Five of Swords and the Death card. So right now, you're trying to hold back from getting into this mentality challenge energy. You don't want anything that is going to stress you out, Leo. I feel like you're trying to manifest a lot of, we're right in the middle of Leo season. You're trying to manifest your goals, your dreams, your ambitions into reality. And perhaps the challenge is that this twin flame lover soulmate here has come back into your radar. Perhaps you've been in separation for quite a while, and now this person has come back, and now you have a decision to make because you're weighing the things that happened in the past intuitively, sitting in the high priestess energy, not speaking up a whole lot, sitting back observing. Okay, well, what is the advice here for Leo? Emperor, Knight of Pentacles, Six of Swords. Well, the advice is for you to slow and steady wins the race, to go forward and find peace with this Emperor, your divine counterpart, Leo. Perhaps all the outside interferences, you guys are going to be able to communicate about those and work through it, is what I'm getting. What are the hopes and fears for Leo here? Hopes and fears for Leo. Wheel of Fortune, Empress. Look at that. With the Devil. My goodness. Well, hopes and fears. It's like the Empress is on the wheel, and she's just, her hopes and fears is that the Devil still has a chain on her masculine. I mean, that's plain as day. For the destiny, for the turning point. It's like this feminine was like, okay, Devil, it's time for you to let go of the masculine. And Leo, you went up to the Devil and was like, all right, look, you slung that Devil on that wheel. So maybe it was something that you said to this Emperor. We will get clarifiers. But I want to know, what is the potential outcome of this situation for Leo? Potential outcome here, angels, for Leo. The Magician, Hermit mode, Five of Swords with the Eight of Cups. So the potential outcome of this is going to be able to manifest in hermit mode to pull your emotions away from the passion or the mentality challenge. Because I feel like in order for this to come into a full start all over, right? This individual, this emperor, this King of Pentacles is going to have to wipe the slate clean to be able to go after their wish fulfillment here. I'm going to shuffle, get an overall energy. We got the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, Leo. That's about communication. So you guys could be communicating now. Like I said, I feel like this individual has come back into your radar, has come back into talk to you about this. Maybe they feel some type of way about the connection and they want to explain something. The current energy here for Leo with the Knight of Pentacles, like you see, like the advice is Knight of Pentacles, your current energy is Knight of Pentacles. So perhaps you are giving it time to kind of level out here. But you want to take the fool, you want to take the risk here to be able to give this King of Pentacles a benefit of a doubt. Just, make sure that you have boundaries and make sure that you are protecting yourself, trying not to, you can't let them bring you down. You got to vibrate your higher self. You need to vibrate highly so they can find their way out of the darkness. Okay, Divine Feminine Leo is basically who I feel like I'm speaking to today. So the Knight of Pentacles with the Seven of Cups energy, the emotional confusion for a very long time, the full energy. What is this for Leo? Where is Leo in this full Seven of Cups? Three of Swords. You were heartbroken. You were heartbroken in the past, Leo. Eight of Cups in reverse. But there's going to be a return here. Yeah. Even though that there's no support probably from family or just not a whole lot of support from anyone else, right? You still are going to take the risk, even though that you were heartbroken in the past, to give this person an opportunity to show you that they have changed or are going to change. Where is the divine masculine for Leo here? The Emperor, Queen of Cups, compassion, warmth, healer, intuition, King of Pentacles. Perhaps they are with, yeah, they have a contract here with the Queen of Cups energy. They have a third party Queen of Cups that they are connected to, perhaps someone they used to live with. Um, this is something that they have been in reflection about, and how much conflict, competition, strife, and jealousy, tension that is in this contract. So you were aware of this, and perhaps that's why you were heartbroken, Leo. What is the challenge here? Where is Leo when it comes to the King of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Seven of Swords? Where is Leo when it comes to the King of Pentacles here in the challenge? Where is Leo in the Lovers and the Seven of Swords? Five of Pentacles, hardships, loss, isolation, abandonment. You felt abandoned by this person. Yeah. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You felt like the contract was just dumped over, never to be brought up again, right? Temperance, you found peace with this. You found peace with this. You found peace and harmony. Maybe you prayed about it. And this individual here, King of Pentacles energy, left you out in this cold. Maybe perhaps this is mirrored energy as well. Where is the King of Pentacles divine masculine and the energy of the Lovers and the Seven of Swords? The outside interferences and or deception. Where is Queen of Wands? Passionate, determined, attractive. They want to initiate to the Queen of Wands. That's what they're looking for. And that's what the challenge is. Like I said, this person messaged you. They came back to talk to you, Leo. And this is the challenge, is all the outside interferences. And I feel like this masculine is aware of that also. Okay? In the foundation of the reading, where is Leo with the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Page of Wands? It's an initiation to a new perspective of a heavy burden and responsibility. Leo is in the Six of Swords, Three of Cups energy with the Death card. So you're celebrating this Eureka moment, perhaps. Perhaps this masculine told you that they're trying to transform, they're trying to come together, reunions and friendships, maybe coming back as a friend, they're leaving behind the things that no longer serve them and going through their transformation, having change, going through transition, releasing what no longer serves them. Where is the divine masculine here within this? Emperor, there he is, asking you shall receive, divine masculine. He's in conflict with it, even though it's a foundation, he is trying to transform, he's trying to be very strategic about it. He's analyzing everything, like breaking it down like a rocket scientist. He's trying to get this new perspective, this divine masculine is. What about the recent past here for Leo? The intuitiveness with the high priestess finding balance after the backstab, betrayal, lied to at a passionate crossroads here. Where is Leo? The sun, Leo energy. Yeah, you got a new perspective on all this stuff. Four of Swords, you entered prayer and meditation to be able to find the mental clarity of the spiritual enlightenment of what needed to be learned here. And perhaps it was self-love, collective. Perhaps whenever you started showing yourself a little love, energetically your masculine picked up on the frequency. Where's the divine masculine here? Yeah, they see you. Two of Cups energy, Four of Wands, they see you as a twin flame soulmate, magician. They manifested you, Leo. Whether they realize it or not, this King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, or Gemini, highly aspect placements, manifested you. And they didn't even realize it. They were very indecisive about it. Look, High Priestess and the Hierophant and the two freaking Pentacles. I'm bringing it out. He was indecisive for a very, very long time whether or not this was a divine union. And the Hierophant and the High Priestess coming out here is telling me absolutely they know that you are their twin flame soulmate. At the top of your spread, the King of Wands energy, which is a Leo energy, focused on a small emotional initiation here. This could be this could be your divine counterpart, because the Empress could be this Queen of Wands that's down here with the Page of Cups. You understand? So I do feel like, Queen of Wands, Page of Cups, King of Wands, Page of Cups. It's like both of you are focused and mastered on taking it slow, using these small emotional initiations to perhaps gain trust or get closer to one another. Where is Leo here in the King of Wands, Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, focused and mastered? Judgment, yeah. Awakening, reckoning, reflection, return, the Tower, boom shakalaka. You were not expecting this, Leo. Yeah. You were twin flame lovers. Twin flame, balance, spiritual love. You were not expecting this person to return. And I feel like a shocking revelation happened for the both of you that awakened this connection. Knight of Swords for the Divine Masculine, Knight of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. So this could have been somebody they were living with, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. They used to live with this person. This person left them stressed out, Knight of Swords energy, stress, anxiety, sleepless nights. And they were trying to be this person's friend. They were trying to be friendly to this person that they used to live with, perhaps an ex of theirs, right? They were trying because they felt bad. They wanted to be able. They felt like maybe they had some karmic debts to pay when it came to this connection. But masculine, you have to realize, if the situation's toxic, maybe the best thing to do is to try to go your separate way, right, and keep the peace. But let's see here in the internal energy, the Ten of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles. We have the Six of Pentacles with the Five of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords, very much Leo, you were backstabbed, betrayed, lied to over and over and over and over again in this connection. Those 5 swords turned into 10 swords. You have 15 swords, and then you got 10 more over there. That's 25 fucking swords. That's 2 tower moments, if you understand what I'm saying. You have been through a whole lot with this individual energetically, especially when it comes to internal. But I feel like this Leo transforms pain into power and is able to transform and transmute the energy. Where is the divine masculine here in the internal for Leo? We have justice, consequences of karma, law, and integrity. Two of Wands, planning and waiting, trying to make a decision with a star. So internally, this divine masculine is making a decision whether to come forward, have that balance come in with the star, the healing, the hope, faith, balance, renewal, perhaps within himself. Perhaps this masculine lost himself for quite a while. Where is Leo in the Four of Pentacles, Five of Swords, Death card, transformation, external energy? We have the Seven of Pentacles, harvest, rewards, results, growth. Ten of Wands, burden, stress, anxiety. Eight of Wands. So it's like externally you guys are communicating, and it's a lot. It's very heavy. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of burned out, possibly from the masculine or the feminine side. Flip the roses you see felt, right? But you are trying to analyze the harvest. You're saying like, okay, this is what we're working for. This is what we're trying to establish trust. I feel like Leo. This is for the masculine. Two of Swords, the Chariot. Yeah, he's at a crossroads because he's in these nostalgic thoughts. He's caught up in the memories of the past. Maybe how kind the Leo was to this person, this divine masculine, whoever they are. But they're trying to make a decision. They're at a stalemate right now whether to get in the Chariot and move forward towards the future or to go back to the past. This person has a lot of decisions to make here, and they have to make it for themselves, Leo. So just giving the person space and time to be able to figure out and navigate through this is probably the best thing. Let them reach out to you. Don't try to reach out to them. Maybe send, if you don't hear from them, well, just a little bitty message just saying, hey, I hope you're doing good, stuff like that. But don't overdo it, okay? Let's see here. The Emperor, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. What is this? Leo's in the Knight of Swords with the Empress and the Seven of Wands. So this person, you guys are defending each other, is what I'm saying. Like it's gonna take a long time for this to go forward and find peace, but both of you are determined to see it be peaceful. And both of you are defending yourself. Both of you are protecting each other against outside interferences, anybody that's trying to bring negativity into the connection, even though that you guys are just friends or whatever, however the dynamic is, you guys are protecting each other, and that's what you should do. Where is the divine masculine? Four of Cups energy, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords. They see the spiritual truth about this Queen of Swords that was a Queen of Pentacles. Maybe this woman was wearing a mask. Yeah, they've seen it. They're starting to reject this person, ignore this person, because they see the truth, the mental clarity. The veil has been lifted, is what I'm hearing here. The hopes and fears of Leo here, the devil with the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you said, devil, it's time for you to get on the wheel. It's time for you to go. Yeah, because the divine feminine wants this Ten of Cups energy. Yes, Page of Pentacles. She wants to start all over in a happy home, happy life. Even the doggy's good. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Ace of Cups, it's about love. It's about new love, abundance, emotional awakening, intuition for Leo. They see this person as their true love, emotional fulfillment, especially spiritually. And she wants an opportunity to start over with this masculine. But this masculine has an attachment. And the Empress is trying to put the devil on the wheel. Where is the divine masculine here? Five of Cups. He's unemotionally fulfilled next to this attachment. The moon, there's a lot of secrets, there's a lot of illusions, things that need to be confessed. Knight of Cups, wishing, fulfillment, contentment, pleasure. It's like this person wants to go after their emotional fulfillment, but them being in the low vibe is keeping them from being able to manifest that into fruition. They need to be able to raise their vibration, get away from the people that are trying to bring their energy down. The potential outcome here in the Magician, Hermit, Eight of Cups, Five of Swords, it's a mentality challenge to be able to pull your emotions out of the situation, to be able to reflect on the Magician here. It's maybe the spiritual truth in healing, manifesting healing. For Leo here, what is this? Yeah, look, the Hermit. Self-reflection, introspection, solitude. Eight of Cups, walking away. Right now, they just want you to let it go. Leave it where it's at. Yeah, Strength card, courage. It says put faith in God, basically, is what I'm hearing. What about the divine masculine? King of Cups, the Fool, Four of Pentacles, possessions, um, insecurities, holding. The Fool. They're trying to take a risk. They're trying to find balance between mind and heart to be able to take the risk to break free from the hold, is basically what's going on here. And to do that, this person's got to be independent. Yeah, they need to initiate their independence. They need to initiate their independence to be able to start building the foundation towards their legacy, towards the positive changes they want to see in their life. They have to learn how to work together and collaborate with effort and goals to be able to be independent, being successful, all on their own, self-efficient. Because if two people try to come together and they're codependent, the foundation is not going to last the tell of time. Leo, I hope you resonated with this reading. If you did, please let me know. I am going to get a mindful message for you, Leo. Mindful message for the Leo collective, my beautiful lion and lionesses. Present. In this present moment, I have nothing to worry about. I take life step by step as I follow my desires and intuition, joyfully overcoming any bumps along the way. When I live like this, I don't have to worry about the future. So staying present, divine feminine. I think that's what your angels, your ancestors want you to do right now, is not really worried about the future. Just focus on the now. A synchronicity for Leo that they could be seeing out and about when it comes to this twin flame dynamic. A message number for Leo. 123. Vision. Your path will not look identical to anyone else's. That is what makes you unique. Remember that you stay the path that feels connected. The path will continue to lead you to alignment. Let your vision be as different as you are. And an affirmation here is, my path is mine and mine alone. When I follow my path, alignment comes naturally. 1, 2, 3. Angel number synchronicity. So that's wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful reading, Leo. I do want to get some advice here before, how does Leo let this divine masculine, yeah, they want you to listen to your intuition, because what's going to happen here until this person starts getting independent, Nine of Pentacles in reverse, yeah, they have to be able to walk away from the things that no longer serve them when they're not going to have any support. And for them to be able to get this love blessing, that's what they have to do. They have to become independent. They need to take that Nine of Pentacles and they need to turn it in the upright, because the divine is here and they're showing a light, shining a light on this Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo energy here in the King of Pentacles. Yeah, look, Hierophant, you could definitely be connected to a Taurus here. Yeah, it's divine love. It's independent divine love, or you're going to successfully walk away because it'll be a dead end. This has to be a successful divine. They need to go to the Father before they can come to you. King of Pentacles energy. Yeah, and it's immature circles too. This King of Pentacles, whoever you're connected to, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, they're trying to manifest peace and contentment with communication of like about the immaturity to the Queen of Swords energy. And that's what they're kind of struggling and juggling with. They're in a passionate challenge because they're not sure how to come to this person and tell them, hey, I'm going, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I'm walking away from this. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? Basically, is what's happening here. Leo, I love you so much. If you resonated with this, please like, share, comment. Remember to hit that bell notification so you catch the next video. And I will see you in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.